Compared to the quality and tech in most newer cars, you might have a hard time driving a not-so-new car with only cheap, bland interior plastics and cruise control as the most advanced thing. But even if you can't afford anything from the last, 3 years, there's a lot you can change in about 2 days with just a simple Prime subscription to a certain large website.
Now, reality can be whatever I want.
Well, to help everyone whose car is really lacking in the comfort, style, or tech department, here are 7 of the best, most useful interior car gadgets on Amazon. Let's get into it. Real quick, just want to say this is sort of a part 2 to my Amazon interior accessories video, so if you haven't checked that out yet and you want more ideas, I'll link that for you below, and if you have seen that, don't worry, I didn't copy anything from that over to this. I'll also have links to the highest rated versions of these in the description, so check those out to not get any lame knockoffs, and let me know if I missed any good ones here. Also, I've got a new gaming video coming very, very soon, and for you guys, it actually might already be out, so don't miss that, and hitting the like button is always appreciated. Now, number 1 for the list is heated seat covers. For these, I was able to find a couple high-rated ones, so I put those below, but if you do decide to check these out, just pay attention to what type of plug they come with. The one with the most reviews had both heat and multiple point massaging, but it was $25 to $30 more than the other 2 I found, and that one only came with a plug for wall outlets. It's not really a make or break type thing, but it will add a couple bucks onto the overall cost, and the choice here kind of just depends on what you want from the pad. Either way though, if you're somewhere that gets pretty cold and you don't already have heated seats, this might be your cheapest way of getting that satisfaction when 1 second you're freezing your ass off running into your car and the next you sit down and you're like,
Nice.
Next up is a heads-up display. The car I first saw with this in it was a C7 Corvette, and I gotta admit, I thought it was pretty cool. For anyone who doesn't know, those heads-up displays project your important driving stats up right on the bottom of your windshield. It'll show you stuff like your RPMs, speed, and some even show the speed limit where you are and your direction. Apparently, a lot of other brands like BMW, Cadillac, Lincoln, Mercedes, and Buick are putting these into more of their cars, but for people who don't have those cars, you can get variations of these online. The 2 most common versions I saw were a hub style, where instead of looking like a projection, it's just a small box for the top of your dash, and then one that more so mimics the look of an actual heads-up display. Although either one of these could also easily act as a replacement for a non-functioning speedo, I think the clear one looks better and is probably more of what you'd want for something like this. Third for these is one that was recommended in the other interior Amazon video, and it's a Bluetooth phone remote. I've talked a few times about Bluetooth FM transmitters. They're super helpful for anyone whose car doesn't have Bluetooth built in, or for anyone who wants to replace their aux cord. But maybe you want even more control over your music and what your phone's playing, and for that, there are Bluetooth remotes. The only downside to standalone versions of this is that if your phone can't run with multiple Bluetooth devices at the same time, then you couldn't also be using a separate FM transmitter. But you could always use an aux cord, and there is an FM transmitter / controller combo that I linked down below. That remote's very similar to a simple LED remote, but the other Bluetooth controllers are more built for cars specifically. One of them is even designed so it can easily be clipped onto a steering wheel if that's where you want it. Any of those options aren't bad in my eyes if you want something like this. I just really wish car companies would just keep buttons in cars instead of slapping huge screens over every interior because they think it's trendy when really it's just stupid, and it makes you look away from the road to a dumb screen that just mimics a button so you never even know. Anyway, next is headliner LEDs for anyone who's okay with putting a little more elbow grease into their interior. This is definitely the most demanding thing here for an install, but if you want to really go for top-notch Rolls-Royce luxury feel, this might be the way to go. Depending on what car you have, you might be able to find a headliner with LEDs already built into it so that you can just slap that on the top of the car after removing your old one. But otherwise, you'll probably have to get something like this, which comes with the individual strands. Although this might seem like a really daunting task for some of you, especially if your car is a little newer and more expensive, I think this could be an awesome touch for you and anyone who sees it, and there are plenty of tutorials out there. Starting off the second half of the list is an outlet hub. The simplest versions of these might just split to like 2 separate car ports, but as they get crazier, they can have multiple spots for USBs, car ports, and wall outlets at the same time. So the people up front could have heated mugs for Mountain Dew or something, and the guys in the back could be playing something like Forza on Xbox, all while you have headliner LEDs on, and that would get pretty pretty nuts. On to what is the priciest thing on the list, and number 5 is a portable jump starter. Although these are the most expensive, it never hurts to play it safe and have some backup power in case your battery dies. This could be especially nice if you have to travel a lot or you have a long commute to work or something. There's also plenty of different versions of these, and depending on what you get, it can double as a portable charger, which could be really helpful for camping, powering radios at a drive-in movie, or pretty much whatever else you can think of that plugs in with a USB. For the second to last one, we've got a car tracker, which is probably best for anyone living in the city. Again, there's multiple versions of these, and I already knew these were a thing, but something I never thought about was that companies charge subscription fees for these trackers. When I think about it, it totally makes sense, but it was just something that I didn't know before, and for anyone considering these, that could definitely sway your decision. On the upside though, you can get these for a pretty cheap upfront cost, and even for the highest rated one on Amazon, they have a very simple, small design. And the one I found is pretty crazy. This thing can even track your grandmother, so you'll know when she's breaking into someone's house again. Honorable mentions that I thought would be helpful but aren't actually gadgets are pocket organizers for the sides or backs of seats, and a seatbelt holder for all my two-door drivers out there who have to 180 their spine to reach their seatbelt when they get in the car. I thought some universal seatbelt guide thing would be easier to find, but it seems like Amazon mostly only sells them for specific cars that come with them. Still though, if you don't have anything like this, you might be able to find something that works, which would probably be nice to have. Make sure to let me know if I missed anything good, and check out the other Amazon interior video if you haven't already. Also, don't miss the new gaming channel video, and subscribe over there for a lot more content on the way. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you guys and all the support. I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day.
Whoa. That was the voice, dude.
Whoa, whoa. I am off the road. Why aren't you on the road?
I can smell ya. Oh,
Here I come. Here I come.
Gotcha. Oh, look at that.
What?
Right in the lane. Dude, that truck just tried to hit me.
Right in the lane. We're gonna take a right to some very windy roads, and then we're gonna take a left down some pretty windy roads. We're gonna go down some pretty windy roads, basically, is what I'm saying. All right, go left, you bastard. How do you always pass it?
I don't know what it's every time. I did that on purpose. Did you see that?
Ah, yeah, calculated.
Whoa. Oh, dude, I tried to turn my camera with it.
I looked back and all I saw was you spinning out.